G'day everybody, welcome back. First day off today, so it's back into the action, back into the tractors, and yeah, more chaos. Some critical feedback this week, more drama required. Drama, okay, got some of that. I'm going to change the oil and see how disgusting it is. Change the oil on Herbie, just there. Also had some critical feedback of more action. So here we go, more action. Before we get to the oil change though, I'm going to walk you through where we're at with this backhoe. When we left last week, it had run and then it had stopped, and I'll show you why it stopped in a second. All the parts are on order, so in theory, in a week's time, we should be back trying to kick this pig into gear. So haven't found much else too dramatic with it. I am going to completely strip the dashboard out basically and just have a start switch and an oil pressure gauge. Everything else is shagged. I've got all the parts coming and it's still rusty, and I am going to cut the mudguards off, which is a decision I reached yesterday because, well, reasons. So let's go for a walk. I'll show you what we found in regards to the loader, and then we'll go and get set up and we'll get some action and hopefully some drama from the oil change. And look, my hands are clean so far, so it won't stay like that way. So see you soon. So when the loader stopped, backhoe stopped, we pulled the starter motor out and we figured we'll test it. So I had power to everywhere I needed power, so that the starter motor was the problem. And as you can see, hopefully you can see, the problem's pretty dramatic. So there's a couple of wires that were burnt out, two of these little contact spring loaded things were shagged, and a couple of the springs, I'll get this out of the way, a couple of the springs are broken. So it is fixable, but I'm not going to fix it. So I ordered a new one this morning, cost about 9 million pesos, but it's much quicker and easier to bolt a new one in. I will keep a few bits for spares, but the rest will be thrown in the trailer quite dramatically. So, and the other thing I did, we finally got the fan off of the water pump. It's even got its own little cute little fold over locks. So got the fan, ordered a new one. I was going to recycle the hoses, but ordered some new hoses because they were quite cheap, and it's definitely no good. There's been bits of metal falling out of that for a couple of days now. So parts are on the way, but we'll go for a little walk and we'll get stuck into the next part. Excuse the mess, first day off and all. So today we're going to change the oil in Herbie. Hasn't had an oil change since I got him. What I have done a couple of times is I've undone this level plug indicator, or level plug, and I've had lots of oil come out. So I think this case is over full, so we're going to change that today. And we're also going to do an oil change. If I zoom up a little bit, so there's the sump plug there. And for anyone that doesn't know, the A414 has 3 transmission plugs, one here, and one back there. So I'll get set up, we'll get in position, we'll start with the engine because it's the easiest and the less disgusting. So back in a minute. Okay, so bought myself a fancy new oil container, got a big spanner, 100% live here in the house, no pre-planning. Lefty loosey. Might need a new rubber seal by the look of that. Here we go. How gross will this be? There's some drama. Lots of mess. And it's going to overflow because it's coming out too fast. Great. You get me in more trouble. So the oil doesn't look too bad, it doesn't smell too bad. There's about 6 litres from memory go in it. A few goops, a few blobs. So we'll let that drain there for a little while, and we'll get the transmission plugs pulled. So they will be gross. Okay, so I'll pull this one again. So this is just the level plug, and I think, I'm very confident even, that this case is overfull. As you can see, I've got plenty of buckets. There's about 25 litres to put back in this, and I'll get this other one. I'll try and get this other one down here a little bit. Oh, don't put my hand in it. Hang on, I'll stick this stick down. Do some adjustment. Try not to block the view best I can. That's the front plug. This oil does not look particularly good. It smells particularly bad. Get this back one out. It's also very cold, which is unusual because I had this tractor running this morning. Which makes me think that maybe it's not good. Just go and drain the back one. There goes that. Front one's just about to overflow. Not quite, we might have just caught this in time. Get around here. As you can see, this oil is disgusting. So we'll give that a little bit of time to drain, and we'll come back and I'll show you some more. Alright, so sump plug cleaned up alright. I'm going to have to go and buy a couple of new washers. I think some for the sump plug and then some for these plugs here. They're not too bad. So I'll get it. See that? There's no grit in it. So pretty happy. It's a really funny colour. A really funny feel for transmission oil. So kind of glad I'm changing it. So I'll zip off down the shop and grab some washers and let this drain a bit more. As you can see, I didn't quite estimate it right. It overflowed a little bit, so we'll clean all that up when we get back, and we'll be back soon. Alright, so couldn't just buy a washer, had to buy a whole new plug. I think it'll fit, which considering how long this one is. That's not a bad thing. If it doesn't fit, I'll just use the washer. Everything else looks pretty good. There's not much grit, not much metal in the oil, so I'll stick these back in and we will fill her up. Alright, so we'll give it a bit of a wipe. Always plan to do this in a clean way, but inevitably something gets dirty. This sump, as you can see, has had a pretty decent whack at some point, but this is the new plug. Try it, see if it works. I'm not confident at this point. That's a big no. There's your drama. So I'll grab the old one. Make sure the washer fits, which it does. And it's a bit loose. I'm pretty sure we can squish it. So there you go, an M24 sump plug from the local shop. Doesn't do the job. Just grab a spanner and we'll do that up. Looks like it's going to rain here again shortly, so we need to get this job done. And if this does leak, because that washer's no good, it's not a worry, because I'll just change the oil again, because it can't hurt. Nothing ever goes smoothly. All very dramatic. We'll give that a go. I'm not confident it's going to hold, but stranger things have happened. Next up, these two back in. Same deal. Oh, I've got oil on my hat. Oh well, that's what happens. The joys of old things that leak. So yeah, the oil's pretty good. I don't like the transmission oil that's come out of it. It feels a bit thin. This thing did have a very bad knock coming out of the transmission. I don't know a lot about this tractor apart from the fact that it didn't cost me very much, and that it's probably going to break on the first day I use it. You know, that's part of owning tractors. So you don't have to gorilla these. Just put them in until they're firm. If they leak, do them up a bit more. Alright, that's those two done. There's the fill plug for the side. We'll go and put the back one in. So this one is in a pig of a spot. You've got to take the drawbar off. It's awkward to get to, especially when you've got gorilla size hands like I do. So just get it in carefully, and then we'll put some oil back in. Or we won't, because the plug won't go in. There we go. Like I said, it's in a pig of a spot. Certainly a trap for young players. If you do buy an A414, remember there is a third sump plug at the back. the transmission. Alrighty, let's fill her up. Alright. So, oil cap off. I'll just come around and make sure you can see that. Yep, so about 6 litres this is going to take. And of course, nothing's easy to get to. It won't be that colour for very long. So there's about 4 litres left in the bottom of this drum. This is oil, 15W40, bought from the local shop. Looks like oil, smells like oil, hopefully works like oil, but we'll use that container to put some more in. Okay, so after about 4 litres, there's a little bit on the end of the stick. We'll pour a bit more in and have another look. Excuse the noisy neighbourhood today. Looks like it's going to rain again. I think I already said that. So everything's a bit hot and steamy. Okay, so we're about here. Give it a little bit more of a splash. We're done with it. Might also do this air filter while we're here. I don't think we've done that yet. Alright, so we're just above max. We'll run this in a while, we'll check it again. It's good. Don't really like putting more in than it should have, but I'm not taking it out again. So far the sump plug seems to be holding. Next up, transmission. So transmission's filled from the top. Not only that, put it in the top, it falls out the bottom. And it's a really small fill plug. So I might have to find another funnel. It doesn't look too bad. So I'll go find a bigger funnel, smaller funnel to fit in this hole. And we'll be back. Alright, so found a funnel. Got plenty of oil over there. I'm not going to make you sit through 26 litres of transmission oil, but we'll come back when it's full and I'll show you how to check it's full. Okay, 26 litres of oil in and about half a litre not in. We'll put the plugs in, we'll run it for a little while and we'll check the level. I think I might need to go and buy some more, but that'll be enough for today. Just do that up tight. So the only job left on the list is to have a look inside the air cleaner, and that'll be the dramatic part because we've never done it. So I'll see if I can sit this camera on a chair or on a tyre. We'll have a go. Alright, so the theory behind these is they have an oil bath at the bottom and the air passes through the oil, and any dirt and dust in it accumulate in the canister at the bottom. And there's a filament element, like steel wool looking thing inside here. But I've never taken this off on this tractor, ever. So it could be good, it could be bad, but we'll see it live. Very dramatic, if I can get it off. Oh, that's a bit boring, so let me grab the camera, we'll spin it around, here we go. So there you go, doesn't look too bad. Have a look up inside, try and have a look up inside, that dangling the camera in the bucket. So, alright, so there's a better view without me zooming in about 1,000 million times. So it's just a wire mesh canister. So what I've done is I'm draining the oil, I'll put some fresh oil in, we'll put it back on. Alright, fresh oil. See if we can sit it up where it's supposed to go. Nothing's ever easy when you're trying to do it live. There we go. So at this point, we're all done. Oil's changed. There'll be a few people go, oh, I didn't change the oil filter. I'm going to order a aftermarket spin-on filter bracket. I've tried to change these filters before, the bolt that runs through the middle, and inevitably all I end up doing is destroying a filter, wasting oil and making a big mess. So, oh, a quick check of the dipstick. So, see if we can see this here, just above max again, so that's good, it's settled nicely. I said I'd show you how to check the level in the transmission. Well, come around here. Alright, try the other way. Sorry, cameras, don't know what cameras do. Same thing. So, filled it up about 10 minutes ago. And yep, there's plenty of oil in there, more than enough probably. So, probably overfilled that. But again, oil's cheap. Best to run a little bit higher than not enough. So, let's grab the spanner. I'll just come back to you with a spanner and we'll do that up. Alright, oil change done, transmission, gearbox, both where I want them. We've cleaned the air cleaner out, kick in the guts, let it idle for a while, check everything again, and all done. Hopefully enough drama, certainly a bit more action. All I have to do now is clean up, and you don't want to watch that. Put all the oil in the old drums and take it to the recycling centre and give the tractor a bit of a hose off. And yeah, hopefully next time you see it, it's driving around the paddock, starting tomorrow. See you later.